Hello and welcome to Lawrence Live. I'm Dr. Sean Smith, Superintendent of Schools, and I'm so excited today as we kick off our first series for Lawrence Live for the 2019-20 school year. And what better way to kick it off with football? And today I'm joined by our two head coaches. I want to start with Lawrence Central High School, Coach John Wertenberger. We also have Coach Mallory from Lawrence North, and then we have two of our outstanding student athletes who are joining us today. We've got Dejon Hare from Lawrence Central High School, and then we have Donovan McCauley, who is joining us from Lawrence North High School. And we've got the Bears and Wildcats in the house today. I'm so excited because we're going to talk a little bit about next week. We've got Lawrence at Lucas Oil Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. We've got them both competing with each other downtown at the Dome, and so I'm really excited about that. Coach Wertenberger, what do you think about that, you and Coach Mallory, playing at the Dome?
It's a great experience for the kids. I mean, to be able to play on a pro venue, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great game. It's competitive. It's going to feature Lawrence. I mean, that's a great challenge.
Right. Coach Mallory?
Yeah, I agree with Coach. It's all about, let's take Lawrence downtown and show the state what Lawrence is all about from both schools, Central and North. And, the goal of every high school kid is always the culmination of the end of the season trying to be there at Lucas Oil. So what better way to take all of us down there and show these kids what it could be like and, set that goal high to try to get back there at the end of November.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I love to see one of our teams back there. And, of course, Lawrence Township. Last time we went down, someone told me we had almost 9,000 people to join us downtown, which was a record number in that venue. But I'm joined by our two student athletes. And, young men, let's first of all, how long have you guys been practicing football this summer?
I practice football almost every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Is that the same, Bear?
Yeah, every day.
Every day. I don't think people realize how much time and energy the football team takes to get to that next level. You literally practice every day. What does it take to be a good high school football player, gentlemen?
I think it just takes hard work and just dedication.
I say effort.
Effort?
Yeah, effort. A lot of effort.
Now, football is really a unique sport, coaches, because you can't win with one player. Talk about building a successful football team, because both of you have been a part of successful programs. You're building great things here in Lawrence Township. Coach Wertenberger, what does it take?
It does. It takes a lot of work. Takes a lot of time. It's a process. It's a discipline. And people say culture is a kind of the buzzword right now, and it really because it involves so many people. Not just your players, your starters, your backups, your coaching staff, your parents, and to try to bring that all together and to make something out of it. It's fun, it's exciting, but there's a lot of work and a lot of things go behind the scenes.
Coach Mallory?
Yeah, and to piggyback onto that, it just boils down to not only does it take the work but from us to these guys, but it starts at the top of the administration understanding, right down to the central office administration, to the school administration, to Fall Creek Valley, Belzer, everybody. People don't realize that it takes so many more people than just these young guys that are on the field. And every year you're always going to have turnover. And now as the head coaches, we have to make sure that we teach all of the new people with us, whether they're kids all the way up through administration, what it takes for us to put together the product that they will see on the field each and every Friday night.
Well, when I check my notes, I hear the product is pretty darn good, coaches. We have had a long history here in Lawrence Township of having incredible student athletes who have gone beyond us and competed at the college level. I got to know, we had 56 student athletes that received scholarships last year to play in college at Division I, II, or III, and that is an incredible number. Let's talk about that, coaches. Why is it that people are attracted to Lawrence Township athletes? Both of you.
I think it's the discipline of the academics, first and foremost. We put good kids, in the classroom, and we're doing that. And then the athletics, the athletics and what Lawrence has been able to provide on the football field. But really, I think it's the whole discipline of the student athlete. And college coaches want good student athletes.
Yes, they
want
do.
guys with good personalities.
Yeah, that's the number one thing that the college coaches, when they come through, people don't realize used to it was your junior, senior year of getting recruited, and now it's your freshman, sophomore year. So kids are really being pushed now, and that's putting a lot of pressure on the coaches to make sure that these kids are getting prepared at an earlier age. And it boils down to success breeds success.
Absolutely.
And again, going off of what Coach Rodenberg just said, success in the classroom, success in character, success in discipline, and then ultimately success on the field, which then gets kids onto the next level.
Absolutely.
And, we live in a world now where most people want to focus on the right now, and us as coaches, we try to focus on the now and the future.
In the future.
And so that's why we keep our foot on these guys about go to class, get your degree, because it's a lot easier for us to sell these guys as athletes to the college coaches if they have good character, if they have good grades, and they can produce on the field.
And you guys have done an incredible job producing great student athletes, and it's reflective in the fact that our young people are eligible to get Division I scholarships because we emphasize what goes on in the classroom. These guys stay on you about academics, don't they? They do. Mr. Hare, let's talk about you. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now at Lawrence Central High School. You currently play?
I play corner for LC.
It's okay.
Last year I took a construction class. I wanted to be my backup, but when I go on farther in college, I want to do physical therapy, like training and stuff. That's really it.
Somebody tell me you like glue. You attach to people. You're really good at covering people as a defensive back. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I'm giving Coach Mallard the scouting report there, but I'm letting you know you're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
All right. You plan to go beyond high school?
Yeah, I am.
All right. You're on it. Mr. McCauley, talk a little bit about you.
I'm playing quarterback at Lawrence North, and right now I was doing a culinary class, but I'm trying to think about something else to find. And I'm also taking a interdisc class. It's like AP Lang and AP US History put together. So.
Yeah, you're really serious about football. I pick up my Indy Star and I see you on the front page. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I like that, folks. We love it when we have student athletes that are doing well. Both of these young men are certainly epitome of the great things that we're doing here with our student athletes, and I'm really proud of these coaches and what they're able to do with these young men, not only on the athletic field, but also in the classroom. As you can tell, they're both very articulate and certainly have plans for the future. Coaches, we've made some changes this year to our athletic fields. We've got some upgrades going in. We've got new turf going down, new lights, new bleachers going on. How do you guys feel about the facilities? What does it do for both of you? Coach, we'll start with Coach Mallard
Well,
this time.
first off, I would like to thank Dr. Smith. I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank our school board, and then obviously our community for backing the need of new facilities all across the board, not just for football. But, it really says in the day and age of school choice, it really says that it matters and that these kids do matter, because sometimes people don't think anything that goes on outside of the classroom matters. But for 100+ kids from both schools, so 200 total in Lawrence Township, it does matter.
It does.
And, when you look good, you're going to play good.
I like the sound of that, Coach. I love it. Coach Rodenberger.
It shows a commitment, which is key. When you're asking so much of these student athletes, then you got to be able to provide something, and we're providing that, and it just kind of falls into place. Our kids are really excited.
Yep.
Home game on Friday night, new turf, new lights, new scoreboard. You obviously have the end zone building, but our kids are ready and they're excited, and they believe in a commitment from the community.
Right. So for our two coaches, they compete in an incredible conference called the MIC. What can we expect this year from the MIC conference, gentlemen? Let's go first. Coach Rodenberger?
Well, after week one, I think it's balanced. It's an excellent league. I don't think you're going to slide by anybody. You're going to have to be prepared. I don't see anybody going undefeated this year. I really don't. I think it's going to be a slugfest, and it's going to come down to who's healthy and who's playing well at the end.
Right. Coach Mallory?
Yeah, like always, it is the best conference. Let's just say it as it is. And I know everybody wants to say that their conference or their team is the best, but the MIC is the epitome of football in the state of Indiana. And there's no easy game on your schedule. I mean, once you start MIC play, it is every night, just as Coach Rodenberg said, every night is a slugfest. And, for those that can be the healthiest, come tournament time, good things happen to those teams.
Absolutely. Coaches and student athletes, I want to thank each of you for joining us for this segment of Lawrence Live. I can't wait to get out on the field, and of course I'm going to have the trophy and one we're going to give to one of the schools next Friday. I'm not sure who's going to be the winner, but you guys are going to tell me that, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're going to find that out on the field, and we're going to have incredible competition and showcase our great community here in Lawrence Township. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this segment of Lawrence Live. I'm going to be right back in a minute where the gentleman had a lot to do with the upgraded facilities we have in the district. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to Lawrence Live. I'm joined by Mr. Roger Smith, our Chief of Operations for the Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Township. Mr. Smith, who's responsible for all of our facilities in the township, as well as he oversees our safety and security, our operations division, which also includes our transportation and our food services. But today, Mr. Smith, we want to focus on our facilities. This is the guy with the plan. Mr. Smith, I drive by 56th Street, I drive by 75th Street, I see a lot of smoke and construction going on. What's going on in Lawrence Township?
Well, we've got a lot going on, Dr. Smith. First of all, the two high schools with the replacement of the AstroTurf going in and the resurfacing of the tracks. Again, that's a natural replacement that we put in almost 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
And we are excited to have both teams playing on these fields this weekend. And hopefully by the end of September, we'll have those jobs completely finished up and ready for spring. Amy Beverland and Sunnyside are full elementary renovations going on right now. If you recall, we had 4 portable units out there at Amy Beverland, and we're adding 4 new classrooms onto that building. New front, new security, added security, so it's going to be a plus. Also a change in bus flow, traffic flow, so safety on campus is going to be a plus. And also Sunnyside, same situation. We're adding 3 new classrooms onto that building, new front facade, new safety, and also a new entry-exit point on the east side of the building that will allow us to separate the buses and the cars, so we can get the buses on 63rd Street and the cars out on Sunnyside, and it'll be much better for our community as well.
Outstanding, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, how do we go about doing these projects? If I'm a taxpayer who's sitting out there in the community, how do we make that investment into our school buildings? What's our plan of action to do that? And what you just described, we've not had to increase taxes in order to do that. Talk a little bit about that.
Exactly. In 2015, the district developed a blue ribbon facility plan. And in that plan, we looked at $157 million worth of work that we are doing right now in our school districts with no increase to taxpayer dollars. So what does that mean is as our debt comes off, we maintain the level debt service and therefore have the dollars to do our plan.
All right. And Mr. Smith, you've done an incredible job doing that, because in the end, we've been able to upgrade our facilities and provide the very best learning environment for our students. But as we move along, we have some incredibly large facilities called our high schools. And moving forward, what's the next step? Because that's going to be the big one that's coming up in terms of renovation. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we, the average elementary is 90,000 square feet, and we've been doing those quite well. And we have the dollars to do those. When you get into 2 high schools that's over 600,000 square feet, it's going to take a lot of dollars to do those buildings. Also, we have a Lawrence North that in most of that building has not been touched upgraded since it was built. That's over 45 years ago. So we want to be able to give them the standards that we are setting in our elementaries, to do that at the high schools. And also we have 8 more elementaries to finish up too, and we want to bundle these 2 packages into a unit that's going to take quite a bit of dollars to do. But the majority of those dollars, $191 million, is going to allow us to complete this district, mainly the 2 high schools and also the 4 elementary, and get us to the point where in 2023 we could have over 2/3 of the district completed, and then finish 2023 with the 2 middle schools under our current Blue Ribbon Plan.
Well said, Mr. Smith. And so what we're saying is that we will seek a public referendum in order to complete the high school projects, and that will happen this fall. Is that correct?
Correct.
We will ask the public for permission in order for us to raise the additional dollars, which will then be used directly into our high school and those 8 elementary projects. And so, Mr. Smith, you have had your hands full in planning and working with our finance people to come up with strategies to help us get the job done. And so we will simply ask the public's permission in the future in order to do that. Is that correct?
Correct.
That is correct. And so Mr. Smith oversees a huge part of what we do in our school corporation. I will let you in a little secret. This guy's also involved in how we handle snow days. So it's real important, students, to the district. Mr. Smith always makes sure that our buildings are top-notch, our facilities are the best, and that our students are well taken care of and maintained. So, Mr. Smith, thank you for your service. You've been serving the district for over a decade, truly dedicated and truly a servant leader. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching this last part of Lawrence Live, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Thank you.